Hi everyone. Today we met again to discuss a new chapter, reproduction in animals. Reproduction in animals. Chapter name, reproduction in animals. It's very important lesson for you. You know what is reproduction? You know that everyone. You know that what is reproduction? Reproduction, it is the one of the living process. Living process. I mean biological process for all living organisms. It is one of their needs to produce their young ones. That process is called reproduction. It is the ability of an organism to produce their young ones with the same species. That is called as reproduction. So then the reproduction are of two types, sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. They are of two types, sexual and asexual. What do you mean by sexual reproduction? At first we are going to study sexual reproduction. What are the sex organs involvement for this process? Especially in human beings. So first, you want to study what is the definition of sexual reproduction. What is a sexual reproduction? What is this? This type of reproduction, in it, there is a fusion of male and female gametes. There are two sexes involved in it, and such a process here, the fusion of male and female gametes. This process is called as what? Sexual reproduction. Many of the living organisms, especially multicellular organisms, are involved in this higher type of multicellular organism involved in this process. Okay, so reproduction in human beings. What are the reproductive organs? Male reproductive organs. A pair of testes. Male reproductive organs, male and female. Female. Male reproductive organs are a pair of testes. A pair of testes. The picture is given in your textbook. You look at the given diagram and label the parts also and to study the diagrams. So pair of testes. So pair of testes, then it consisting of, and it is protective. It needs a protective covering is called as a scrotum. Then in its the testis could be seen. So this testis it produces what the male gametes is called as the sperm is called as sperms. Male gamete is called as a sperm. A pair of testes, that is the reproductive organ of a male reproductive organ in human beings. Then a pair of testes, it discharges or it releases sperms, that is the male gametes. Sperms are called as male gametes. Male gametes. You note at this point, male gametes. Male gametes are sperms. And then the testes, from the testes leading a duct, that is called as a sperm duct. Sperm duct. Then it unites the urinary bladder and then it opens through by a pelvis. So then structure in the female reproductive organ. The female reproductive organs, we have a pair of ovaries. A pair of ovaries. A pair of ovaries. Where is it located? It is located in the abdominal cavity. In the abdominal cavity. Then from the ovaries, their leading duct is called as oviduct. Oviduct. And also then it releases what? The ovum or eggs. Ova or eggs. So they are called as female gametes. Female gametes. Female gametes in human beings are ova or eggs. Ovum is the singular form, so ova is the plural form. Egg is the singular form and eggs are the plural forms. So female reproductive part consisting of a pair of ovary. From each ovaries there leading a duct, that duct is called as oviduct. So oviduct, and ovaries releases the female gametes, that is called as ova or eggs. For our male reproductive organ, it is a pair of testes. So our female reproductive organ is called as pair of ovaries. Then so male gametes are called as sperms, then female gametes are called as eggs or ova. Are you clear? So then what is the structure of a sperm? Structure of a sperm. It is the smallest cell in human beings. But now, which is the smallest cell in human being? That is the sperm cells. Now, what is its size? 0.06 mm in length. What is the size of the egg or ova? That is 2.2 mm in length. It is the largest cell in human beings. So we have studied, as we studied in the previous lesson, that which is the smallest cell in the living world and which is the largest cell. Throughout, in the living world, which is the ostrich cell, that is egg cell, egg cell. So in the human beings, it is the largest cell and which is the smallest cell. Okay, could you understand, children? Okay. So then it has structurally, the sperm has head, middle portion and tail. Then what are the functions of these sperms? What is structurally, morphologically, how it looks like, or what is its features? That it has a head, middle portion and a tail region. Using tail, it's more towards the egg or ova. Then what is its main aim? That to meet with the, or it fuses with the main eager to fuse with the egg or ova. That is its main intention. Okay? Yes. So what are its size is about 0.106 mm in length, and it is the smallest cell. It is a motile one. Motile means it can move and towards the egg or ova, and then egg or ova, and its main aim to meet with or fuses with the egg or ova. Okay? Yes. Then what is the egg cell, or what is the male gamete, female gamete? Its size is round. It is a non-motile one. It is the largest cell. It is the largest cell. It cannot move. It is fixed. It is fixed. Alright? Okay, are you clear? So that is the structure of male reproductive organ and female reproductive organ. Then what is fertilization? Then next, what is fertilization? The size of the egg. What is the size? It is a round shaped. Then inside of this consisting of nucleus, and it needs a protective. Or you study more detail about the structure of both male and female reproductive organ in human beings in higher classes. Now you just remember about the, it is round shaped, non-motile, and both can bear the nucleus. And then in the nucleus consisting of n number of cells, that is haploid nucleus, and the nucleus is the stage is haploid stage. Then in the case of the male gametes, it is also whatever the stage is. The structurally this looks like this is the head and middle portion and the tail portion. Using tail, it can move towards the egg or ova, and it aim fuses or met with the egg cell, and then it has the head is both pointed, and then middle portion is there and the tail is there, and it is a motile one. Its size is everything. I think, would you understand, children? Okay. The next, that is fertilization. Both the male and female cell contains the nucleus. Both are in haploid stages. The next, fertilization. What is fertilization? That. So the main aim of the male reproductive, that is the male gamete, is to fuse or meet with the egg cell, and then after fusion, that this process is called as fertilization. What is fertilization? We want to give a definition for fertilization. It is also a process by which the male gametes and female gametes fuses. So the fusing process is called as fertilization. The product is called as zygote. So zygote, the product is called as this is the zygote here, male and female. Female gametes are fuses and form the product. It is called as zygote. It is called as zygote. The zygote undergoes repeated division. It undergoes repeated division, and their nucleus, both male gametes and female gametes, their nuclei fuses, and fusing nucleus you could see and the given diagram. Then it fuses and forms the stage is called as 2n stage, because n plus n both are haploid stage of nucleus. Chromosomes are in this stage and they fuses and forms a 2n number of cells, that is diploid stage. How children, for what purpose? You know, half of from the parents, mother and the father, then only the chromosomes numbers remains the same to the next generation. So we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Out of these, 22 are autosomes, body chromosomes, and one pair of chromosomes are sex chromosomes. We'll go study. Okay, not now, later we will study. So then the zygote is formed. Then the zygote is not remains the state, but it is still dividing. It is dividing. It undergoes repeated divisions. Many times it divides. And where is the main site of fertilization? Fertilization site is in the oviduct. Do you see where is oviduct? That is the main site of fertilization. So at that time the fertilization or fusion takes place, and fertilization takes place. Then and it moves through the oviduct, and then it undergoes repeated divisions through each divisions, and finally it is transplanted in the uterus. In the uterus of a female body, in the uterus of a female body, then it attaches and further development possible the inside of the uterus. Are you clear? So we will get the product of after fertilization, that is called as zygote. Zygote contains the nucleus. Single nucleus, not a double nucleus. They are fusing nucleus and they fuse to form diploid stage of a nucleus. Chromosomes, the stage of chromosome is a diploid stage. Diploidity, you could see inside of the fusing a nucleus, that is 2n number of cells can be seen. And the zygote forms a further development is possible and called as embryo. We call it as a embryo. So embryo, later, embryos, or 6 months later, we could clearly see their, their organs. The organs started to develop, and it could be seen there. So such time we called it as a fetus. We called it as a fetus. Now we can say that it's a human fetus. How can you identify the fetus and the embryo? On which time we can identify that? Fetus, and at that time that we can identify their legs and the organs, etc. We can identify it. So such time we call it as it's a fetus. Now embryo we couldn't identify its organs levels. It's only embryonic stage. Then zygote undergoes the repeated divisions and forms the stage is called as embryo. So after formation and development of the embryo, in the oviduct, it is passing through the oviduct and it is finally implanted in the uterus of the female body. And further development is possible there, and till to gestation. Okay, till the period of gestation, and that period in our case is 280 days, especially in human beings 270 to 280 days. That is our normal gestation period. Okay children, are you clear? So then fertilization are of two types. We can divide or categorize the fertilization into two. There are internal fertilization and the external fertilization. Internal fertilization and the external fertilization. What do you mean by external fertilization? If the fertilization takes place outside of the female body, everywhere, that is somewhere it is taking place, not inside of the female body. So that is called as external fertilization. Find out examples for external fertilization. fertilization. That is mainly many amphibians and aquatic forms, aquatic living forms. They shows what type of fertilization. External fertilization. In the case of fishes, mostly external fertilization. But what do you mean by internal fertilization? Fertilization takes place inside of the female body. Such type of fertilization is called as internal fertilization. Examples for internal fertilizations are the fertilization occurs in human beings, many animals and in the birds, etc. are what type of fertilization? External fertilization. The next, what is, so the fertilization, that's over, the topic fertilization is over. The next, have you think about why do the hen put the laid eggs, the covered or shelled eggs, not the human beings? Have you think about it? What is the reason? As I already mentioned, in these cases, fertilization takes place where in the oviduct. As it passes through this oviduct, the forms different layers forms. One layer, second layer, third layer and fourth layer, etc. on, and why that is why hen put what the laid eggs. It's made up of hard calcium carbonate cells. Okay. Yes, not in the case of the human beings, but fertilization occurs, it undergoes repeated divisions and finally it is transplanted in the endometrium of uterus. The next, viviparous and oviparous animals. What do you mean by viviparous and the oviparous? Oviparous and the viviparous. What do you mean by viviparous? Oviparous means those are animals, they are laying eggs. Such type of organisms or animals are called as what? Oviparous. And those organisms, they are giving birth to young ones. Such animals are called as viviparous. You find out the differences between oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous means those organisms or animals, they give birth to young ones, they are called as viviparous. But those animals, they lay eggs, they put eggs. Such animals are called as viviparous. Find out examples for birds. They are laying eggs, mostly all birds. They are of what? Oviparous. But viviparous, they are giving birth mammals. They are giving birth to. Okay, so the next,